Hello, Brick Sculptors, and welcome to Brick Sculpt. This is Chris, and this is the ultimate follow-up compilation. Now, I have realized that in my videos, I tend to promise a lot of follow-up, and I'm really bad at following through with it. Now, it's not entirely my fault. A lot of times it's because the follow-up questions are small, and it doesn't make for a full video, so I don't really know where to sneak them in. So, this video I'm going to cover follow-up from lots of videos I've done through the past here, and hopefully get us caught up and answer some questions about some past things that I encountered. I will also try to link all the videos that I'm referencing down in the description, as well as on cards as I go through this video. The first one I would follow up on is one that people have been asking me to do a lot, and that is my whitening projects. Now, it hasn't been a ton of time, so I'm not expecting much change here, but the Dingy Dinghy here is still looking very white. I whitened this piece. I did a video on a brick owl order that kind of went south, and the quality was not the greatest, but this boat was very yellow, and I whitened it, and it still looks great. Now, it's only been maybe a month or two. It hasn't been very long, so I will follow up on this one again in the future. But as for now, the Dingy Dinghy is no longer dingy. Now, on that note, this was the order that I got that was really bad. I'll link the video here as well as in the description. And I actually reached out to the seller to talk about it just to see what course of action they were going to take. I did keep their information private, and they actually refunded the entire order and let me keep it. I was not expecting that, and I even told them they don't have to do that, but they were nice enough to do it, and so I basically got this stuff free of charge. They had said there was a mix-up, somebody else helps them pack their orders, and they have a lot of different stuff, and they had put some stuff in there that they weren't supposed to. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and they did definitely make it right, a little bit too much, in my opinion. They didn't need to refund the whole thing, but they really knew how to keep a positive rating, and so that makes them a good brick owl store. So I will definitely keep them anonymous, but thank you so much for fixing that order. Now, the section of this channel that I think needs the most follow-up is Help Me Brick Sculpt. Now, if you're not familiar with my channel, Help Me Brick Sculpt is where people email me a Lego problem looking for advice on how to fix it. And I've done 4 Help Me Brick Sculpt videos. The first one here is by Kevin, and Kevin had a problem with snot pieces in the corner. He was having trouble attaching tiles. He was actually going to use ingots, but getting to meet up in the corner without doing something like this. I offered several different solutions, and I'll show you pictures here of his final product. And as you can see, he used sand blue ingots, and they look fantastic. That corner is totally seamless, and check out this picture. He even did an angled wall. So very nicely done, Kevin. I'm so glad I could help inspire you to do this, and I am very, very impressed with the final product. The next Help Me Brick Sculpt I did was this Metallica build by Daniela. I did reach out to Daniela before making this video, asking if she had an updated picture, and unfortunately, she has not had a chance to do it yet. I totally understand life gets in the way. There is definitely not enough hours in the day, especially to get all the fun Lego things done that we want to get done. She did assure me, though, that she will send pictures when it is updated and complete, and she said she is using one of my designs, so awesome. Thank you, Daniela, and I look forward to sharing that with you guys in the future. The third Help Me Brick Sculpt I did was by Michael, and Michael was working on this Brickhead's Tally Hall mock. He was trying to fill this awkward gap on the sides of the tie in the middle of the shirt here. Now, I offered some solutions that were pretty good, but not perfect, and he decided to actually go a different route. Now, he said he was inspired by it. It did give him the right spacing for LDU, but he actually found help on the Brick Sculpt Discord server, which is awesome. That's what it's there for. If you guys have never been on the Discord server, Discord was completely new to me when I started this channel, and some of my fans turned me on to it. It is a fantastic resource. If you post a problem up there, honestly, within a day, you're going to get solutions. There's so many people on there that are, honestly, many of them are far better than I am with this stuff, and they can solve problems, and they enjoy it. They love helping people, and they love finding creative ways to help this community. So if you are looking for a solution to a problem, if I'm not your guy for it, there definitely is someone on there who can probably help. So check it out. I'll have it linked in the description as well. But this is the solution they came up with, and I think it is pretty genius. Definitely escaped my mind with that one, so they did a better job than I would be able to. So well done, Brick Sculpt Discord members, and nice job on the final build, Michael. Now, the most recent Help Me Brick Sculpt I did was this one here, where we were trying to get these slopes to lay evenly, and I mistakenly called this a duck. Apparently it's a platypus. Apparently it's Perry the Platypus from Phineas and Ferb. I apologize, I've never seen the show, but I was corrected many, 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 many times over that I need to know that's Perry the Platypus, so now I know. This is Perry the Platypus. And it gave him an awesome solution. He actually did a slightly different solution, again found on the Discord server. He said the only reason he changed the solution was because of the available parts he had. It worked better. He did say he might go to my solution in the future because he liked it better. Anyway, here's the finished build, and I think it turned out awesome, and I do now know who Perry the Platypus is. So thank you, Brick Sculptors, for educating me on who Perry the Platypus is. So this is a fun one. I did a review that kind of inspired the Brick Sculpt Reviews channel, and that review was on Temu. I did an order of Temu parts, and it was a whole bunch of parts, and I kind of went through and critiqued them up against genuine Lego parts to see how they stacked up. And I'll be honest, I didn't give it a very favorable review. I was definitely going through the parts thoroughly, and I didn't find the quality to be how I would have wanted it. But one really cool thing was somebody from Temu actually saw the review, and they sent me this email, so I wanted to read this to you. Dear Brick Sculpt, I hope you're doing well. My name is Richie. I'm reaching out to you from the Temu team. I recently came across your YouTube video about your Temu purchase of various types of bricks, and I truly appreciate the time and effort you put into sharing your insights. I'm glad to hear you like some of the brick designs. At the same time, I'm sorry that certain aspects such as price and quality did not fully meet your expectations. At Temu, we are always striving to offer affordable and quality products while prioritizing customer satisfaction and experience. That's why I wanted to reach out to you directly regarding these concerns you raised. We'd love to hear more about your experiences so we can continue improving our offerings and services as well as providing any additional support for your purchase. If you don't mind, could you share the order number, typically starting with PO.XXX, and any further details about the issues you encountered? This will allow us to thoroughly review the situation and address the product concerns more effectively. We are committing to ensuring a satisfactory shopping experience to all our customers, and your feedback is invaluable to us. If you have any further suggestions or questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We are ready to help. Thank you for taking time to read this message. I look forward to your response. Best regards, Richie, Temu team. I mean, how cool is that? You know, this person saw my video and loved the fact that I critiqued it and was offering support. I think that is a huge one-up for Temu that, you know, they really do care what people think. You know, a lot of people think, okay, this is Temu, it's a bunch of cheap stuff that they ship off and no one really cares what you get, and it's just a numbers game. And that might partially be true, but this is pretty obvious that they actually care what you think and that they actually are trying to improve. So I give big kudos to Temu for sending me this. I did send him an email back and said, thank you so much. I am not looking for any compensation. I did share the order number with them and some feedback, just so that maybe it could help them out. But you know, I told them that I bought this stuff with the intention of critiquing it and actually diving into reviewing it. So not looking for anything back, but very happy that they reached out. And it's really awesome that they're concerned with stuff like this. So nice job, Temu. Now, I recently did a video about pipes and electrical and plumbing and downspouts and all kinds of cool stuff. And in the video, I showed this downspout with this feather piece in trans blue coming out as water. And I had challenged everybody to tell me how that water piece is held in there. Now, I thought this would be more difficult than it was. I don't give you guys enough credit. To me, I wouldn't have been able to figure this out as easily, but oh my gosh, so many of you in the comments had it like that, easy. So yeah, many of you were right. Here's how I did it. We can take that piece out, and there is a hidden little bar piece in there. Pull this off. Now the secret to it, it is buried in the wall. So behind this headlight brick, I have a Snot brick. And so that 2 long bar piece goes all the way from the Snot brick through the headlight brick. Headlight brick gets covered with the pin connector. Well, half pin connector. It's not really a pin connector. And then the water piece. So yes, many of you got it right. Nice job. You guys are geniuses. And last but not least, I recently did a video with all these little different leaflets of paper talking about how different LEGO users view legality as well as alt bricks. And when it was laid out, it looked a little like this, where I laid out all the different categories of different people that I saw. Now, this obviously doesn't cover everything, but I did kind of go through different things that I saw in the people viewing my videos. And I made a few mistakes and left a few things out. The first mistake I made is right here, and a few of you corrected me on it, but you guys were wrong. You said that I spelled it wrong. No, that's incorrect. I didn't spell it wrong. I said it wrong. I said rogue brickster, but I meant rouge brickster. This is not somebody who is into the toy as a hobby. This is somebody with rosy cheeks who likes to play with bricks. So, sorry, I said it wrong. Rouge brickster is what I meant, not rogue brickster. That would just be weird. Anyway, in this category here is what I really wanted to focus on. I covered lots of different things for reasons people might shift to alt bricks. The penny pincher, the color connoisseur, the needy nostalgic, rare hunter, explorer, and change of pace. And in your guys' comments, I got so many awesome things as feedback that I had totally forgotten about or not even thought about. A couple of those would be the quality quester. This is a person who doesn't like the quality of certain parts. A few good examples might be reddish-brown pieces that break, or Lego base plates that aren't all they are cracked up to be. I did a video on that too. So some people are just looking for even better quality than what Lego offers. And yes, in certain pieces, you can definitely make the argument that there is better quality out there. I really like this one, and I name it the utilitarian. The utilitarian is somebody who buys alt bricks for areas they're not going to be seen. Maybe they're doing elevation, and the top layer will be all genuine Lego, but underneath, to save a little bit of money, they use alt bricks just to make it cheaper. Now, yes, that is kind of the penny pincher, but it's a real specific version of the penny pincher where they're only using it where it's out of sight. Not necessarily closeted, although they could be, if they're not open about the fact that underneath their mock is all alt bricks. But it's somebody who cares about the look of the upper facade, but not so much about the structure underneath. And I could see that being a very useful way to use alt bricks and still consider yourself a purist or semi-purist. The last one I definitely should have mentioned, and I don't know why I didn't, is the separatist. Now this is super, super common. And almost everybody in the comments who told me that they are into using alt bricks said, yeah, I use alt bricks, but I never mix. They keep them separate. Their Lego stuff is their Lego stuff, and they build Lego mocks with it, and it doesn't touch the alt bricks. Their alt bricks are separate. This is also very common for people just doing sets, because you can build sets from all different companies, and they don't have to mix. When you're doing mocks, it can be a little different. If you're building mocks, I would think most people be using Lego. I guess you could do a mock purely with alt bricks, but there is a huge portion of people who are buying alt bricks but not mixing them. So we'll call that the separatist. Well, I hope you guys found this follow-up helpful. Hopefully I answered some questions. If there's anything I didn't answer, please let me know. I'll try to include it in the next one of these. Linked in the description, I have all the videos I referenced in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them below in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. I do more just like this in the future. That's all I have for this time, and we will see you next time.